Good evening, everybody. How's it all doing? All right. Right. Another bit of waffle. Waffle. I'm going to get famous. Look at my belly sticking out. I'm going to get done for waffling too much. I am. Right. Tonight is a different subject again. Right. So, first of all, I'd like to explain something. If anyone wonders, it must take me hours to write all this paperwork out. That's all I've got. I don't actually have a script I can work from. I just make it up as I go along, as you probably guessed. Right, so, and it's quite hard sometimes to carry on conversation. I've got... Oh, excuse me. If you're often wondering, nearly all of you see that I suffer from that. And that's my tablets and everything that I'm on. So always positive, PMA, positive mental attitude. Right, so tonight, what am I talking about? Right, what I'm talking about tonight is American holidays and America in general. And the Americans, if there's any Americans on there, they're going, I'm going to turn off now. Well, don't turn off. You will be absolutely pleasantly surprised that there's nothing negative coming out here. It's all very much positive. I was very lucky about 15 years ago that I went abroad and I went to America. Now, this is in conjunction with one of my weird and wonderful parts of my lifestyles. Now, I went to LA, Vegas, O'Keefe. I think that was the airport. Just visited that airport, Chicago airport. Anyway, right. Now, I went there for a reason, but it was also a holiday as well. Now, on my holiday part, I loved Los Angeles. Absolutely adored Los Angeles. It struck me as one of the few cities in the world I could actually live in. It wasn't that far from the sea. We went and seen we're all Baywatch and everything that was like that word and everything like that. But there were certain things that I didn't find out on that holiday which have puzzled me. One of them is Groundhog Day. I've seen the film. You've all seen the film. You know, you go, that pulls this ground. Look at me belly sticking out still. Right, pulls the groundhog out, and the day starts over and over again. Right, obviously that doesn't happen. But you do have Groundhog Day, and I'm not exactly sure what it's about. So if anyone can answer that, I might be wrong, it might be Canada, I don't know. But someone's going to answer me on that one, so put that in the comments. Now, the biggest one is Thanksgiving. That's straight over my head, that. I have not a clue what that's about at all. You see it on the films, and it looks like our version of Christmas Eve. So... am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know, because I think you still have Christmas and New Year's Eve, so I don't know what Thanksgiving is. So if you want to explain that, now I could cheat and I could actually go online and find out what it's about, but I don't like doing that because I don't think it's good to do that. Sometimes you've got to ask people and get a reply from them. So one of these days I've said I'm going to go across there. I'm going to find out when Thanksgiving is. Go across there, go gate crashing, and find out what it's like. Find out what it's all about, you know. Because on the television it looks brilliant. Now, at Christmas time, this is another thing that I often see. At Christmas time, you watch Home Alone, Santa Claus and all that lot. But then you see, now and again, just glimpses of real life, of these estates and everything like that. I don't know if you call them estates in America or not. But you've got all your trees decorated and you've got reindeer in garden and lights all on and everything like that, and it looks absolutely amazing. Now over here in the UK, we do. Some people do put it in the gardens and everything. Not many, but some do. But it's not as big. Indoor, everything's maybe similar. We put. I'll call it cheap tat because I buy it every year. You buy your tinsel and everything like that, and you put it over everything in house, right? But you get snow, and over here, I'm literally, as I'm saying this is my birthday today, so I'm 58 today. So, and in those 58 years, I've only seen a white Christmas once. So, weird, because on the Christmas cards, English Christmas cards, it's always snowing. The reason for that, is I've already explained last year, is because when Christmas cards got popular, we were coming out of Ice Age in the 1880s. And even the Thames froze over, so there was snow around at Christmas time. So they put that on the Christmas cards, and that stuck, as in a pun, but it did. And the Christmas trees, that was because Queen Victoria had a Christmas tree, and since then everyone can afford one. So they went, oh, well, I'll have one like the Queen. So that's why Christmas trees got really popular as well. So there you go. It's a bit of a mashup, but Christmas is Christmas all over the world now. Again, one place I'd like to go, again, it's in the States again. It's on New Year's Eve and watching that bauble thing come down in Times Square. That'd be a fantastic night and all. It's another thing that's on my bucket list. I'm quite lucky. I've done a lot of my bucket list already. So, but I'm getting around to the rest of it, bits and bobs, gradually. So Elf done help, but never mind, you can't win them all. Right, so that's that one. So, and then what I'd also like to say is that I saw some of the shows you have. Now, I must admit, if it comes to like Broadway shows and things like that, I think Soho in London, not the naughty bit, the good bit where all the shows are, I think they've got the world picked on that one. They really are. So that'd be first, and then Broadway would be second. But I think London's got that one in bagging really on that one. But what I would say is for live shows for animals and things like that, you might not like this bit, you might not. I'm not going to go to politicals, but while I was here, I went and seen the Shamu show in Waterworld. Was it Waterworld? Do you know what I mean? Right, amazing, watching killer whales and dolphins and everything like that. And one thing they did over there, which I found a bit puzzling, was beginning at the show, they said, can everyone from the forces stand up? And our allies. And I was like, oh. So I got poked in ribs from the lady I was with at the time, on holiday with. And go on, stand up. And no, we don't do that. So I didn't stand up. And anyway, so the US soldiers stood up, ex-soldiers, and they all stood up. And they all wear hats and all sorts of regalia. And they got a standing ovation from everyone. I thought that's absolutely brilliant. And it was the first time ever that I heard this saying, thank you very much for your service. So I was like, wow, that is what they should be doing in the UK. Because British forces, did you really? Right, okay. And that's your lot. Not that lads really want to really speak about much, but I'm just saying that's where the first time I heard this saying. So from that side, some things they've got sewed up in the bag. You really have. And service, I'm going to say this to everybody who goes across to the States. If you go across to the States and you go for a meal or show or anything like that where somebody has to assist you, a waiter or anything like that, tip them well. Because I didn't know, it took a couple of days, but over there, they're on very, very low wages. Lower than our minimum wage, do you know what I mean? And what they do is, to make their wages up, and the tax for it as well, is they have a percentage, it's called a service charge. It's like our tips, but you have to tip. So you have to tip. So if it's good, you give them a good tip. If you're bad, you just give them a couple of dollars, do you know what I mean? But pretty much everywhere I went was exceptional service all the time. So they were greeted, smile on the face, everything fast, pleasant and everything. Really helpful all the time. So from that side, please, if you do go, remember with the waiters and everyone, tip them. That's part of their wages. It's not going to make them a multimillionaire, but it's going to make their life a little bit easier. So at the moment, no one's going anywhere, except for if you're rich, because the rest of us, we're all stuck in watching the power. Yeah, so that's it. So that's it for tonight. I'm literally just going to praise where praise is due and say, if anyone does know about Thanksgiving, Christmas and Groundhog Day, please comment. I'm absolutely fascinated by it. I'm not going to look it up. I'm going to wait and see if I can get some comments on it. I hope you've had a lovely night. I hope I haven't waffled on too much. I probably have again. I normally do. Right. Have a lovely evening. All right. Take it easy. And remember, it's Remembrance Day tomorrow. 11 o'clock. I want to see you stood up. All right. Ta-ta. Night-night. Remember to subscribe.